The debate was NBC putting the camera on you? They could have established, hey, you're having an emotional moment, and taken the camera angle off of you, but they stayed too long. Then it was a debate about, wow, this is a seasoned Olympian having an emotional moment. What does that mean? Because people are afraid of feelings. And then the debate shook out to, okay, well, if you're in therapy and you're a fully formed human being, you feel your feelings so that you can process your feelings. Because if you don't process your feelings, you hold them in your body. And how do you compete when you're holding everything in? So it was a lot of people who were like, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. And the medley shows that as a result. You were obviously disappointed. Something was going on with you. You processed how you felt. You let it out. You showed up in the 400 medley, and your silver medal might be one of your favorite medals when you look back 20 years from now, because you fought for that thing. After your 100 fly and then coming back and splitting 49.4 on the relay, impressive.
So I feel like I'm gonna have to go here. Just, I don't know if I plan on getting into this with you, but I think it's important. So I first off, let me just preface what I'm about to say with, I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. You can certainly have an opinion on whether I should have sucked it up a little better, whether the camera shouldn't have been on me. I don't blame NBC at all. They're there to get content. I don't blame it at all. And I'm quite honestly, I think just the biggest thing from what I heard from Megan was, it was just on you a little too long. I think that was the biggest thing, because I'm not even upset that the camera was on. First of all, I didn't see the camera. I did the whole mix zone. Chin was up. Answered my questions. I thought very well. Thought out. And then I remember the last stretch of mixed zone, I saw Dr. Enfield, who's been my primary care doctor, has been very up to date with what's gone into this year. So the three girls, Megan, certainly, Nicole, my therapist, and then Dr. E, has been my primary care, but she has known me since I stepped foot my freshman year on campus, and she's stuck with me. So, and she's gotten involved with USA Swimming, so she was on this trip. So the last 60 yards of that stretch, I saw her standing there, and I lost it. I thought I was out of the clear. I held it together until I didn't need to. But yeah, if people wanted me to suck it up,
you thought you were in private. You thought you were out of and you went off camera. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think I needed to suck it up anymore. I was done swimming for the next 2 days until the medley relay. So if I would have had an event that night, no, you shove it down and you get ready to go. I'm great at that. I'm super good at that. So this year, this is probably going to be very controversial, but I think it's important. I think it's important. Again, I don't want anyone to think any different or feel sorry for me. There was a very real moment at trials where the 50 free semifinal could have been my last race of my career. Trials was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, than my wife thought it was going to be, than my therapist thought it was going to be, than Nestle thought it was going to be. That was the first time I had boots on the ground in a very real environment. You could have said 2023 World Trials, but I wasn't expected to do anything there. I'd only had a couple months training under my belt. So there was a very real moment at trials where I thought, this could be my last race. And after that, it was truly taking it one step at a time, one race at a time, I should say. And I was talking to Nicole on the phone about 20 minutes for the 100 fly final. There was just a lot that came up, and it could be controversial, and if people want to call me a baby or a puss or whatever, you're free to do that. Again, I am not designed to do this, and then there's just parts of the sport where I can't tell if my body is saying we're done doing this, or if I do need to put in a little bit more work. But going from trials, having conversations where it was a real possibility that I wasn't going to go to Paris. After trials was done, do I even want to accept my spot on the team? What an honor it was but then I was also thinking there might be someone who might enjoy this a little more. Dare, I was thinking of Dare for 100 fly. And then it was, the topic of, well, do I just go and just do relays only and show up for the team if I was, one of the 2 fastest flyers and made the relay for the 100 free? Like, I want to be able to get these guys some gold medals. So that was very much a driving force. So without sharing everything, but what went in from how trials was, not sure if I was even going to accept my Olympic spot, and then getting to Paris, I think that my goals quickly shifted for me personally, I needed to go to Paris. I needed to finish that swim meet, and still walking away with 2 golds and a silver. It's not a bad day for just what went through, but it doesn't seem very healthy, very fair that it takes my therapist being there in Paris, going back on Lexapro during trials, having constant check-ins with multiple people on staff, making sure there's someone after the mix zone there to walk me to the warm down. But there's just a lot that went into this swim meet that I don't think a lot of people on my team were expecting. So yeah, I just think the full story makes a little more sense. And again, I think the main reason for sharing is if that could help somebody. I think the biggest takeaway I've had from this year is I can't do this by myself. I'm nowhere close doing this by myself. And there's parts of the sport that have gotten much harder. There's also things that I'm very proud of what I've done. But yeah, there's still a lot of compensation that has to go because every swim meet, I don't want what trials in Paris look like. And then still at the same time, I was very happy behind the blocks. So yeah, there's a lot that I still have to work through, but that's just the reality of the situation. There's a lot that went into trials and into Paris, and to be able to finish that swim meet, I needed that for myself. And I knew as soon as I stepped on that plane, I am not leaving Paris. We are finishing the swim meet. So yeah, very proud of all those things considering. Very proud of what I did and how I did it, and very proud of the team around me because I couldn't have done that alone.